Press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello children, welcome back to the part 11 of organic chemistry. So in the previous class we discussed the classification of organic compounds based on functional groups, and we classified the organic compounds into 10 categories on the basis of the nature of the functional group, like alkanes, alkenes, alkynes, alcohols, aldehydes, ketones, carboxylic acids and sulfonic acids. Let us move on to the next class of organic compounds based on the functional group, that is 11th one. Continue the table. C double bond O, O, C double bond O. So you can also write like this, COO, CO. Like this you can write. So this is called anhydride group. Anhydride. This group is called anhydride group. So this group is obtained by removing one molecule of water from two molecules of acid. So see here, this is carboxylic acid, correct? And this is second molecule of carboxylic acid. Two molecules of carboxylic acids, acid group, and remove one molecule of water, hydrogen from one group, OH from another group. What you get? C double bond O, O, C double bond O. This is called anhydride. Therefore, it is called anhydride. So, why it is called as an anhydride? Because it is obtained by removing water from one molecule of water from two molecules of carboxylic acid functional group. So, therefore, it is anhydride. Since it is also a derivative of acid, it is called acid anhydride. What it is called? Acid anhydrides. The class of compounds is acid anhydrides. Then how to represent this? RC double bond O, C double bond O, R dash. So this is the general representation of acid anhydrides. Okay, now let us move on to the 12th one. 12th one. So NH2. NH2. So the name of the group is amino. Amino. So amino is the name of the functional group. So it is nothing but, you can also name it as amine. You can also name it as amine. So when NH2 group is there, only one vacant valency of the nitrogen is left, then you can call it as primary amines. The class belongs to primary amines. The class of organic compounds, here we can write it as primary amines. Then how to represent primary amines? RNH2. RNH2 is the general representation of primary amines. Now 13th one, NH. NH. So here the two valencies of the nitrogen is left vacant. So therefore the name of this group is imino. What it is called? Imino. So if imino group is there, then the amines are called secondary amines. Secondary amines. Secondary amines, and the general representation RNH R dash. RNH R dash. Even you can write AR NH AR NH AR. So the secondary amines, and primary amines you can also represent as ARNH2. ARNH2, primary aromatic amines, and secondary aromatic amines and the aliphatic amines that we can classify. So imino group is a secondary amines, functional group for secondary amines. Now next one is N. So only nitrogen if it is left, all the hydrogen atoms of ammonia, these are the derivatives of ammonia. First, we have removed one hydrogen, it gives a primary amine functional group. After removing two hydrogen atoms, we'll get secondary amino group. Now we are removing all the three hydrogen atoms from ammonia. All the three valencies of nitrogen is vacant. You can also write like this, triple bonded nitrogen, or you can name it as trivalent nitrogen. Trivalent nitrogen. Okay, trivalent nitrogen. Then trivalent nitrogen gives tertiary amines. Tertiary amines. So this is the functional group of tertiary amines, trivalent nitrogen. So because all the three valencies of nitrogen are free here, vacant, and tertiary amines. So now what is the representation of tertiary amines? Rn, R dash, R double dash, Rn, R dash, R double dash. Are the three valencies are satisfied by alkyl groups? R dash, R double dash. This R dash, R double dash may be same or it may be different. May be same or it may be different. Now let us move on to the next one, that is 15th one. C triple bond N, or you can write like this, Cn. Okay. Now this is also a terminal functional group and it is nitrile group or cyano. What is the name of the group? Cyano or nitrile. Cyano or nitrile. So then what is the name or what is the class of organic compounds here? So you can name it as cyanides, either alkyl cyanides, or you can name it as aryl cyanides. Means they are the derivatives of alkanes or the aromatic hydrocarbons. They are the derivatives of alkanes and they are called alkyl cyanides. If they are the derivatives of aromatic hydrocarbons, then they are called aryl cyanides. Then how to represent this? RCN or ARCN. So they may be the derivatives of alkanes or they may be the derivatives of aromatic hydrocarbons. Aliphatic hydrocarbons are the aromatic hydrocarbons. So that is a class of organic compounds, cyanides, and the name of the group is nitrile or cyano. And the 16th one is N double bond C, and this is a coordinate bond and you can represent it as NC. Reverse of this. This is cyano and reverse of this is isonitrile. Isonitrile or isocyano. Isocyano, that is the functional group, name of the functional group, isonitrile or isocyano, and the class of compounds is isocyanides. Isocyanides is the class of organic compounds. Here we can also name them as nitriles and the isonitriles. So here we can also name it as nitriles and here isonitriles. Isonitriles. Okay, this is the class of organic compound. Then how to represent this? Representation of isonitriles, RNC or ARNC. RNC or ARNC. So this is the representation of the nitriles and the isonitriles. So 16 class of organic compounds based on the functional group. Now let us move on to the next one, 17th one. Okay. Now move on to 17th one. So here, yes, S is nothing but divalent sulfur. Divalent sulfur, or you can also name it as sulfhydryl, sulfhydryl, or sulfide, or sulfide. Yes, if it is there, divalent group, if it is there, you can name it as sulfide. So, alkyl sulfides are the aryl sulfides. So, the class of compounds is sulfides. And how to represent? R, S, R dash, R. A, R, S, A, R. So, it is a trivalent and it is a non-terminal functional group. Hence, they are called sulfides. So, sulfides, if S divalent sulfur is present in between the two alkyl groups or the aryl groups, then you can also name these compounds as thioethers. What is the another name for this? Thioethers. Thio stands for here sulfur. So if you have oxygen here, then they are called ethers. Instead of oxygen, we have written here sulfur. Hence it is thioether. Thio stands for sulfur. Okay. So sulfides are also called thioethers. Now 18th one, SH. So it is divalent sulfur, sulfhydryl. It's not sulfhydryl, it is divalent sulfur or sulfide. Sulfide. So SH, if you write, then you can write it as mercapto. Mercapto. Mercapto is the name of SH, the functional group SH, and mainly it is called thiol. Mainly it is called thiol. See here, if OH group is there, then you can call it as alcohol group. When instead of oxygen, if we write sulfur here, then it becomes thiol. Thioalcohol. Thiol. Thiol means it is sulfur. So instead of oxygen, if you write yes here, it becomes thiol. If you write OH here, then it becomes alcohol. This is mercapto, and it is also nothing but sulfhydryl. Sulfhydryl. Sulfhydryl is the another name for this SH group. Then what is the class of compound? Class of compound is thioalcohols. If SH groups are there, then they are called thioalcohols. Very, very important. And thioalcohols are also called mercaptan. So mercaptans. So CH3SH, methyl mercaptan, CH3SH, methyl mercaptan, because it contains a mercapto group or thiol group. So then what is the representation? RSH, R, ARSH, RSH or ARSH. This is one more class of organic compounds. Now 19th one, alcohol, thioalcohol. If it is O, what is this O? Divalent oxygen. Divalent oxygen, or it is called ether group. But it is called ether group. And this oxygen is always with one alkyl group. So this oxygen is always with one alkyl group. Therefore, it is also represented as OR. If you represent the functional group as OR, then you have to name it as alkoxy. What is the name? Alkoxy. Alkoxy means alkyl group along with the oxygen. Then it is called alkoxy. Alkyl and oxygen, alkoxy. So we can represent ether as O with a bivalent. So divalent oxygen form, or you can also represent it with OR, because the oxygen in ethers is always bonded to alkyl group. Therefore, it is also named as alkoxy divalent oxygen, or it is a ether group. Alkoxy, alkyl group along with the oxygen, alkoxy. Methyl group if it is there, methyl oxygen methoxy. Ethyl group if it is there, ethyl oxygen ethoxy. Methoxy, ethoxy. So alkyl group along with the oxygen is named as alkoxy. Then what is the class of compounds? They are nothing but ethers. They are nothing but ethers. Then how to represent? ROR dash R. AROAR. So may be same or it may be different. R and R dash may be same or it may be different. So R and R dash groups may be same or it may be different. So this is the very important class of organic compound, that is ethers. They are called ethers. Now let us move on to the next class of compounds. So after ethers, let me write one more compound here is N double bond O, or you can write it as NO2. NO2. This group is called nitro group. It is a secondary functional group because it is nothing but a substituent obtained from nitrates. Therefore, it is nitro secondary functional group. So, this is nitro. So, then what is the class of compounds? Nitro compounds. Nitro compounds. Nitro compounds means it may be nitroalkane, derivative of alkane, then nitroalkane. So that is the class of organic compounds where we have NO2 group. So N double bond O, and this is called coordinate bond oxygen. One more special type of covalent bond. So one valency of the nitrogen is vacant here, and then which is the key atom? Definitely nitrogen is the key atom. So nitro group, if it is present in a given organic compound, then they are called nitroalkanes. Then how to represent nitroalkanes? RNO2. RNO2, and you can also write it as ARNO2. Aryl group, it may be attached to aryl group as also. Aromatic nitro compounds. Aliphatic nitro compounds are aromatic nitro compounds. Hence, I have given in general, if NO2 group is present, such organic compounds are called nitro compounds. Okay. Now, let us move on to the second form of this NO2. NO2 is also written one more. It gives one more functional group. So number of nitrogen and oxygen are same, but the nature of the functional group is different. Nature of the functional group is different. I'll give the next class of organic compound based on the functional group. Okay. Now, one more class of organic compounds. That is, next one is (21). That is ON double bond O. So this is the functional group. In case of NO2, nitrogen was the key atom. In case of this functional group, oxygen is the key atom. So remember, in this functional group in the previous nitro compounds, nitrogen is the key atom, and in this group, oxygen is the key atom. That you have to remember. Okay, and this is the key atom. Oxygen is the key atom here. Now, what is the name? Nitrite. nitrite. Did you get the difference? NO2, if nitrogen is the key atom, then the compound is, name of the group is nitro. If oxygen is the key atom, ON double bond O, then the name of the functional group will be nitrite. So here you have to name it as alkyl nitrite or aryl nitrite. So nitrite compounds in general, they are called nitrite compounds. Nitrite compounds. In the nitrite compounds, there is a bond between carbon and oxygen here because oxygen is the K atom. Then how to name this? R O N double bond O, A R O N double bond O, and here we have carbon to oxygen bond. In a case of nitroalkenes, we'll get carbon to nitrogen bond, and here we have carbon to oxygen bond in case of alkyl nitrite. So, and next one is N double bond O. So, N double bond O. So, this is nitroso. Nitroso. And the name of the compound is nitroso compounds. I'll write a little bit. So, N double bond O. Name of the functional group nitroso, and compound is nitroso compounds. Nitroso compounds. So, nitroso compounds, presence of this N double bond O group, it is a compound containing nitrogen which helps in giving special properties to the organic compound. If nitroso group is there, it gives a special properties to the compounds with respect to color reactions and all those. It plays a very important role. Okay, nitroso compounds. So you can write it as N double bond O or ARN double bond O. This is the general representation of nitroso compound. Okay, now let us move on to the next one, that is X. X here, as I said, halogen, maybe chlorine or bromine or the iodine. Chlorine, bromine or the iodine. Then you can name it as halo. So, halo, which means to say, maybe chloro, bromo, iodo. You can take chloro, bromo, iodo. Chloro, bromo, iodo. Now, what is the compounds called? Halogen derivatives. The class of the compounds is halogen derivatives, means the hydrogen atom of alkanes or the aromatic hydrocarbons is replaced by halogen. Maybe alkyl derivative or alkyl halogen derivative of alkane or halogen derivative of aromatic hydrocarbon. So it may be alkyl halide or the aryl halide. So in general you can call it as halogen derivatives. So alkyl group ಗೆ halogen atom attach ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು ಅಥವಾ aryl group ಗಾದ್ರೂ halogen atom attach ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು. Hence generally you can call it as halogen derivatives. If halogen is present in a given compound, this also gives the properties of the compound and it is considered as a secondary functional group, or you can also call it as a substituents. All these are nothing but the substituents or secondary functional groups. Now how to represent this? RX, R, ARX. So alkyl halide, aryl halide. If it is attached to alkyl group, then it is alkyl halide. If it is attached to aryl group, then it is called aryl halides or haloalkanes, haloarenes. So another name for aromatic hydrocarbons, you can also call aromatic hydrocarbons as arenes. They are also called arenes. Hence, they are haloalkanes or haloarenes. So this is about the class of organic compound based on the functional group. Last one I want to give 24. N triple bond N or N2. N2. So this is the special type of special class of organic compounds, which is nothing but diazo group. Diazo group. Diazo, 2 nitrogen. Diazo group. So diazo group and the compounds are called diazo compound. Diazo compound. The compounds are called diazo compounds and they are represented by Rn triple bond N or ARN triple bond N. So this is the general representation of aliphatic or aromatic derivatives. Aliphatic or aromatic derivatives. So you can also represent this as Rn double bond N R dash. So this is also possible with the diazo group. So these are called the class of organic compounds which are based on the nature of the functional group. So we can classify the organic compound into many class of organic compounds. Diazo compounds are there, halogen derivatives are there, nitroso compounds, aldehydes, ketones, alcohols, carboxylic acids, alkanes, alkynes, sulfonic acids, acid anhydrides, primary amines, secondary amines, tertiary amines, cyanides, isocyanides, acid amide, acid chloride, esters, ethers, all these are the compounds. So one more functional group is there and that is very important, 25th, and that is nothing but C double bond O, O, R. Or you can also write it as COO group. So this is actually a non-terminal functional group, but it is always, this oxygen is always bonded to alkyl group. Therefore, this in general we can represent it as C double bond O, O, R. Clear? So C double bond O, O, R, because this is non-terminal functional group only, but this oxygen is always attached to the alkyl group. Therefore, I have given the functional group in this way. Now, what is the class of this compound? This is also very important. It is also a derivative of acid. So, instead of hydrogen in a carboxylic acid group, I have given alkyl group here. So, therefore, the name of the group here is, what is this group? What is this group? Carbonyl group. And what is this group? Alkyl group along with the oxygen. Then what you can say? Alkoxycarbonyl. Alkyl group, oxygen called alkoxycarbonyl. So the name of the functional group is alkoxycarbonyl. Alkoxycarbonyl group, if it is present, then that class of compounds are called esters. I think I have not given this esters. Esters. And how to represent esters? They are represented as RCOO R dash. RCOO R dash is the general representation of esters. So alkoxy, here you can take R dash. Alkoxycarbonyl, that is the name of the ester functional group. And remember, ester is also a non-terminal functional group, but this oxygen is always attached to alkyl group in case of ester. So therefore I mentioned alkoxy here, alkoxycarbonyl. Even you can write the name of the functional group as an ester functional group. Even you can write the name as an ester functional group. So this is about the class of organic compounds based on the functional group. Okay, now, so try to remember the name of the functional group, try to identify the functional group in a given organic compound, and try to remember the general representation of the different class of organic compounds. That helps you in writing the general reactions in the properties. Okay, now let us move on to the next concept here. Next concept. Now, so the next concept is homologous series. Homologous series. So definition of homologous series that you have studied in your 10th standard. What are homologous series? The name itself indicates homologous. So having same, a series having same type of compounds are nothing but homologous series. For example, alkanes. If you take alkanes collectively, the series of compounds are called alkanes. For example, methane, ethane, propane, butane, pentane, hexane. So collectively these compounds are called alkanes. And alcohols, if you move on to methyl alcohol, ethyl alcohol, propyl alcohol, butyl alcohol, collectively these alcohols are called alcohols, right? So these are nothing but the compounds, a series of organic compounds which containing same functional group and can be represented by a single general formula are called homologous series. For example, consider alkenes. Consider alkenes here. Okay, now, so alkenes are containing carbon to carbon single sigma bond. Now, the first member of the alkane is CH4. Clear? And the second member means you have to increase one carbon, that is you will get C2H6. So we need to satisfy the tetravalency of the two carbon atoms. So to satisfy the tetravalency of two carbon atoms, we require 6 hydrogen atoms. Now, next member will be C3H8. C3H8. So, we need to satisfy the tetravalency of 3 carbon atoms, and that demands 8 hydrogen atoms. Now, if we move on to the next member, C4H10. C4H10. So, tetravalency of the 4 carbon atoms are satisfied by 10 hydrogen atoms. So, like that we can go on writing the next members in a alkane. So, by increasing the number of carbon atom by 1 unit, increase in the number of carbon atom by 1 unit, you will get a different alkanes. If you get a different alkanes, but remember, is CH4, C2H6. What is the difference of these two? The difference between these two is 1 carbon and 2 hydrogen atoms. So these two are differ by 1 carbon and 2 hydrogen atom. Now ethane and propane are differ by CH2. Again it is differ by 1 carbon and 2 hydrogen atoms, and this is also differ by CH2, 1 carbon and 2 hydrogen atoms. And what are these groups called? Methylene groups. Methylene units, or you can call it as methylene group. Methylene group. Methylene group. So instead of writing CH4, C2H6, C3H8, C4H10, we can represent these members of alkanes in a single formula called CnH2n plus 2. And this is the general formula of alkanes, where N indicates the number of carbon atoms and it starts from 1 carbon, because the only in alkanes we can say the compound which containing 1 carbon is methane here. But if we move on to the alkenes, minimum 2 carbon atoms required to form a double bond. But single bond can be formed here. The carbon can form single bond with the hydrogen atoms. But in case of ethane, So there is a carbon to carbon single bond here, but in case of alkenes, if we move on to the next unsaturated hydrocarbons, minimum 2 carbon atoms required. So for the formation of a double bond, and one will be the pi bond, another will be the sigma bond. One will be the pi bond, another one will be the sigma bond. So these members of the series, members of the alkanes, so belongs to one general formula, that is CnH2n plus 2, and the N indicates number of carbon atoms. N indicates the number of carbon atoms, and each member, what type of members they are? Successive members, one after the other. Successive member, every successive members in a series, every successive members in a series are differ by CH2 units. Methylene group, every successive members in a series are differ by CH2 unit or methylene group anta helbodu. So CH2 group is nothing but methylene group. So therefore we can consider alkanes as a homologous series. Why we had to call alkanes as a homologous series? Because this is a class of organic compounds containing same functional group and can be represented by a single general formula. So each member in a homologous series is nothing but homologue. Homologue. So methane is a homologue in alkane series. Ethane is a homologue in alkane series. Propane is a homologue in alkane series. Each member in a series are called homologue. Okay, and these are represented by a single general formula called CnH2n plus 2. Now, how to define homologous series? A class of organic compounds which can be represented by a single general formula and having same functional group are called homologous series. Each member of a homologous series is called homologue. Each member of a homologous series is called homologue. Now, let us move on to the characteristic properties of this homologous series. So, I will give the characteristic properties of homologous series. Now, first one is, what are the characteristic properties of homologous series that you have studied in your 10th standard? So, the characteristic properties of homologous series. Homologous series. So, this is important for your theory exam. The question will be like this: what are homologous series? 2 marks question. Give an example. What you have to define? A class of organic compounds which can be represented by a single general formula and having same functional group are called homologous series. And example, you can give alkane series. Just you have to add a word series. Alkene series, alkyne series, alcohol series, aldehyde series. All these are examples for homologous series. Now, if the question is for 4 marks question, then they will ask like this: what are homologous series and what are the characteristic properties of homologous series? I'll give the characteristic properties of homologous series. Now, the first one is, all the members of a series can be represented by a single general formula. So, homologous series, they can be represented by a single general formula. So, this is the first characteristic properties of homologous series. All the members in a series can be represented by a single general formula. So, single general formula. Single general formula. So, this is the first characteristic properties of homologous series. And the second one, every successive members in a series, in a series or differ by CH2 unit or differ by CH2 unit. What is CH2 unit called? It is nothing but methylene group. Methylene group. It is nothing but methylene group. Every successive members means adjacent members. Every successive members in a series are differ by CH2 unit or a methylene group. Now, third one, all the members in a series contain same functional group. All the members in a series contain same functional group. All the members in a series contain same functional group. So this is very, very important. When a compounds are having same functional groups, definitely their chemical properties are similar. So the chemical properties mainly depends on functional group, and if you move on to the physical properties mainly depends on what? Depends on the molecular mass of the given compound. So molecular mass of particular compound determines the physical properties and functional group determines the chemical properties. So when all the members in a series contain same functional group, so all the members show similar chemical properties. So all the members of a series shows similar chemical properties. All the members in a series show similar chemical properties. Similar chemical properties. And the next one, every members in a series are prepared by same chemical methods. Same chemical methods. So this is one more important property, that is every members in a series are prepared by same chemical method. So whatever the chemical method that we use for the preparation of methane, we can use the same method to prepare ethane. So chemical methods which are used for the preparation of members in a series are almost same. So this is one more important characteristic properties of homologous series. And the last one, every successive members in a series, every successive members in a series are differ by what? 14 units, very important, 14 units in molecular mass. So here the last one, every successive members in a series are differ by 14 units in molecular mass, that is 14 AMU, atomic mass unit. Why every successive members in a series are differ by same units in the molecular mass? Because every successive members in a series are differ by CH2 units. So since they are differ by CH2 units, what is the molecular mass of CH2 unit? So carbon is 12 plus 2 hydrogen atoms, Total it will be 14. Since every successive members in a series are differ by CH2 unit, so every successive members in a series are differ by 14 atomic mass unit. So since it shows a difference in the molecular mass, the successive members in a series shows the same difference in the molecular mass. Very important, one more characteristic properties of homologous series is that, I'll write here the last characteristic properties. So they show regular or gradual, you can say, regular or gradual gradation in physical properties. Very, very important. So, one of the important properties of homologous series is that every successive members in a series are differ by CH2 unit. So, constant increase in 1 carbon and 2 hydrogen atoms. So that the every successive members in a series are differ by 14 atomic mass units in a molecular mass. So there is a constant increase in the molecular mass of every successive members here. So because of that reason, they show regular gradation. They show regular gradation in physical properties. They show regular gradation or gradual. So regular gradation in physical properties. What do you mean by regular gradation? Regular gradation means constant increase or constant decrease. Physical properties in the sense, you can say density, melting point and the boiling point. So melting point, boiling point, density goes on increases or decreases with a constant difference. Why there is a constant difference? Because of successive members are differ by CH2 unit and thereby the successive members are differ by a molecular mass of 14 atomic mass unit. So as I said, the functional group always determines the chemical properties, but the physical property of the given organic compound depends on the molecular mass. When there is a constant increase in the molecular mass, definitely there is a regular gradation, gradual change, gradual increase or gradual decrease in the physical properties of the given series of organic compounds. So these are the characteristic properties of homologous series. So they can be represented by a single general formula. All the members of a series are having same functional group. So they can be prepared by using a similar chemical methods and they show similar chemical properties as they are having same functional group, and every successive members in a series are differ by CH2 unit. Therefore, every successive members in a series are differ by 14 atomic mass unit in the molecular mass. Therefore, they show regular gradation in the physical properties. Successive members in a series show regular gradation in the physical properties. Physical properties here means it is a density, melting point and the boiling point. So this is about the characteristic properties of homologous series. I'll give the explanation with respect to the characteristic properties of homologous series in the next class with the examples. Thank you.